Marlene?
Yes, hi.
Hey, you're 45.
Yeah, I want to first say mahalo to Adam.
Thank you, Marlene.
I saw you on TV the other week.
What was I on?
You were on Pictionary with Alan Thicke?
Oh, for Christ's sake, I was not. That was
Yes,
a couple
you
of
were.
weeks. How long ago was that?
Oh, that's been about the beginning of last month.
Oh,
You
really?
were more seen on that than anything else.
You were beautifully stocked. You were nicely dressed. You had black wavy hair.
That's me.
And I fell in love with you first time I saw you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
There's still time for us.
Oh, good. Okay, my problem is I'm 45. I have not had any sex for 23 years. I was wondering what could be the problem. And I have not even masturbated.
Well, 23 years. Give it another 5 years and see how things pan out. I mean, you don't want to have a knee-jerk reaction to this, do you, Drew? It's been 23. It's not like it's been 30 years.
I feel like I'm almost a born-again virgin.
Does the hymen membrane grow back?
No. Marlene, are you on any medications?
No, doctor.
Then no drugs, no
None
substances?
whatsoever. The only thing I do is smoking. That's drug enough for me.
You don't drink?
Nope.
Well, I mean, I don't think we have to look for a medical explanation. Have you just not had any opportunity?
Well, see what it is, because I'm afraid to date anybody, because I'm afraid even with the condom, I'm afraid I might still end up getting something.
That explains 6 months. It doesn't explain 23 years. Marlene is 45 years old, everybody. The last time she had sex, she was 22. 23 years ago. I think Carter, who was in?
Yeah.
Maybe Ford was in the office.
Try Nixon.
Nixon was in office. The dream of walking on the moon was fast becoming a reality. Oh my God! I mean, this is 8-track. There wasn't a Japanese car in North America.
The 280Z was out. The Allman Brothers were playing.
I mean, it was close. I think it was the 240Z, Drew. I don't even know if it was...
Oh, you're right. It was the 240Z then. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Marlene, what's your history with
Actually, it was the
relationships?
260. I know more about this
No,
than
it's
I
the
should.
380Z.
What's your history in relationships?
Well, let's just say in my past life, I was raped 4 times by blacks and 3 times by whites.
Yeah, so you've had a long history of victimization, so it's understandable that sexuality would be something that does not engender the most pleasant types of feelings, nor have relationships been
Well, it's
particularly
kind of an
successful.
affirmative action rape plan, though. The white guys raped you first, so we had to let 4 black guys rape you.
No.
But there's a reason, Marlene. There's a reason you were a victim. Something happened in your child rearing, as a child when your parents.
Yeah, my parents were strict Roman high Episcopals, close to Roman Catholics.
Well, but they probably raised their hand to you a few times, I suspect, and they too were victimized, some way. Let's put it at least to say that they failed you in their capacity to empathize with you as a separate
Hold on, I want to
person.
get that religion one more time. Marlene, what was their religion?
I'm a high Episcopal, close to Roman Catholic.
That's what I thought. What'd you say, Jew?
No.
Now, the beauty of the Jewish religion is you could have like a 12-pack in you and people still understand you. What are you? Jew. This high Episcopal Roman Catholic. Imagine a couple of glasses of the sacrificial wine, Drew, or the sacred wine. You can't get that out.
No.
Can't say Episcopal sober.
So I don't know what we can do for Marlene. Marlene has a lifetime history of abusive relationships. A severe victimization
There's
of
trouble.
sexuality.
Yes.
It's no wonder she became a hermit and withdrew from people. She just didn't have the capacity to go through any more pain with them.
All right, Marlene.
She can tiptoe out and try to socialize and see if she can handle it.
Marlene,
Yes.
don't worry about what guys are going to do to you. They're not all rapists.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to trust a man. That's all.
Go out and try to have some friends and hobbies and develop some relationships with people and see where they go. And don't be in any big hurry and don't be too defensive either. Just kind of relax and relate to people again. I think you'll find they're okay in the long run.
Yeah, find something you enjoy. And believe me, there's someone out there for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And both my parents got remarried, so...
There's a lot right there.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
They found each other, and then they each found somebody else again.
Amazing. Amazing. It really is. I mean, you take a look at both of them, and when they broke up with each other especially, I said, that's it. Dad, you're going to be blowing guys from here on in. You'll never get another woman. My mom was in no shape to be the man.
I could see you at 8 talking to your dad that way.
Yeah, having a serious sit-down with him. Dad sporting the platform shoes and the clear glasses with the afro. Oh, yes. Here's the thing, everybody. If your parents never get divorced, your dad will wear the same style of clothes, and so will your mom for the most part, all the way through their lives.
Yeah, you know
like
what?
My dad looked like Fred McMurray from My Three Sons. From the time he was 22 to the time he was 37. But then he got divorced, and now he's out in the open market.
It's really
and he cannot walk around in 1974 looking like Fred McMurray. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really the time you get married and have kids, you just stop connecting with culture anymore. I mean, if I didn't have this show, if I weren't involved with this kind of environment, I listen to the same music I listened to in 1980. And I dress the same
Driving
way.
home, listening to Guy Lombardo.
I would dress the same way. And just because I'm relating to young people all the time, I'm privileged to be up to date on what's going on, even though I don't like it particularly. But sorry.
But the point is you have somebody, half the reason why you buy your wardrobe is to attract a member of the opposite sex. As a matter of fact, that's the only excuse a straight guy would have. I don't trust a guy who goes out and updates the wardrobe when he's married or has a significant other. You just stop trying at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, everything I own in my closet has paint on it. And if it doesn't, I borrowed it from someone, and then they're pissed off that I got paint on it or will get paint on it. My dad was just a boring slob, and then he got divorced, and he had to, he had to do himself up a little bit. He had those pants that lace up in the front and in the back.
Oh. Hey.
Big bell bottoms.
Phone number.
Oh, yeah. Phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. Hey, tomorrow night is Alexandra Paul and her sister, who, from here, it looks like her name is...
Caroline.
Caroline Paul. She's a firefighter.
Caroline is.
She's got to be a lesbian. I'll tell you, Alexandra Paul is a beautiful woman, but you could probably put a whooping on both of us.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of testosterone coursing through the Paul family. Alexandra Paul's the one from Baywatch. She's been on here a couple of times. Actually, she's the one I forbid from ever coming on this show again. She's been on the show 3 times. Now she's coming on with her sister.
There's the curse. There it is. There's the Carolla curse.
Thank you.
That's your 3rd curse.
Stephanie.
Yes.
You're 27.
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, me and my husband actually was thinking, or wants to, I guess you'd call it wife swap.
Mm-hmm.
And
what's he trading you for? Like one of those ride-along mowers or something?
Yeah, no. Like he wants to do with his friend, or like our friends together, but we don't want to all 4 together. He wants to have his wife and wants me to go with him.
Right, but how can you trust him? I mean, maybe they're not, maybe he's not banging her. Maybe they're just sitting around talking about you guys.
Oh, I doubt it.
Think about that, Drew.
Diabolical. But listen, why would you? How long have you been married?
2 years.
What's up that you'd consider doing this?
I haven't really considered it. My husband did.
Why aren't you outraged?
I don't know, because I'm not really worried about him going to mess around on me, or you know what I'm saying. I think maybe he thinks if I say it's okay, then it's okay.
Hey, he wants to justify his own cheating by making sure you have somebody to cheat with too. That's his whole deal.
Good thinking.
Okay.
Do you have any kids?
Yes.
Can you swap some kids too?
How many kids do you have?
2.
In 2 years?
2 boys. Yeah. Well, no, actually, we had them before we were married.
With different people?
No.
Has he always cheated?
No, he's never cheated.
As far as you know.
As far as I know.
So, well, he's certainly telling you he wants to now.
Yeah.
How old are the boys?
Oh, I have 1 girl and 1 boy. I have a girl that's 5, almost 5, and then a son that's 2.
What do you think the cheating would do to the relationship?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Don't you think
Probably would be good for it.
bring another person in, having each of you have sex with another person, get intimate with another person?
Yeah.
How can that possibly be good for a relationship? How could it stabilize?
Well, what if he pulled out, Drew?
You have two
Would that
young
be all right?
kids.
What if he pulled out?
You know what?
How good looking is this other woman?
I don't know. She's good looking.
You know what? Send your team out.
Who are these couples that this conversation comes up with? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Has somebody had this conversation with the other couple?
No.
No, it's
Not yet. I mean, he hasn't said
Adam,
anything.
please send your strike force, will you?
Okay.
Please.
Yeah. Hey, no more kids, would you?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to. Believe me. I have one more question.
Yeah.
And that is, what is meningitis?
Meningitis is an infection of the lining of the brain. It can be either viral or bacterial.
And how do you get it?
Well, there's some forms that are very contagious, like meningococcal meningitis can be very contagious, and some of it, there are various ways you can get. So you get viruses just the way you get any other virus. Some of it can actually extend from an ear infection.
Oh, really?
And there are various ways.
Why? Who has it?
Well, I have a friend that her daughter just passed away, and that was the reason.
How old?
Not even a year.
Childhood meningitis is a little different, little infant meningitis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not sure how they contract it, but it is one of the things that pediatricians worry like crazy about when a kid comes in with a high fever and lethargy.
Listen.
It's terrible.
When you have the kids, that's enough with the swinging. That's why you don't get married. Here's the deal, guys. You got to be all effed out before you get married.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's it. You got to be done with a lot of things in life.
Yes.
Collecting, sports cars and guitars and all the good stuff. Effing, the sports cars, the late nights, the whole thing. You got to be done with the fun part of your life. That's really what I'm stumbling onto here, Drew.
Yeah, but
and then you get married, you enter a whole different phase of your life.
Different phase. Done properly, it's more fun, more gratifying.
Well, it's more gratifying, but it's certainly not more fun.
It's more fun.
What the hell is this guy's name? Season?
My name is Susan. Yes, I'm a girl.
Hi, Season.
Hi.
What's up?
Well, let's see. After about a 2-year relationship, me and my boyfriend broke up in the hopes that our time apart would eventually lead to us possibly getting back together. But the fear for both of us was that we would turn to, because we both
hold on a second.
I'm lost already.
I'm thinking about quitting in the hopes that I'll be rehired here at the station, Drew.
Right, yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, there's something really missing in this story. There's a lot of rationalization, but some.
Well, no, wait. Let me, because we both have a lot of anger and other issues that we want to have some time apart before we approach each other again. But the thing was, is we were afraid that we would both, since we both have started to like sex a lot, that we would turn to other people for that. So we thought that maybe during this time we would still remain intimate, so that we didn't turn to anybody else.
All right, let me do a quick Loveline recap here. Her and her current boyfriend are thinking of breaking up so that they can sort of rekindle their love and come back together.
No,
although, because they've been having pretty regular sex and this has become part of their diet, they're scared that they may become intimate with others when they're broken up.
Yes.
So what they're going to do is they're going to break up and then just have sex until they get back together.
Did you hear it? It's exactly what she said.
Here's what she said.
I'm so afraid I'm going to break up. We better break up. I'm so afraid we're going to have sex with other people. We're going to make sure we have sex with other people.
Listen.
There you go. That's it.
Here's how you can have the same relationship you're having and have the same one, actually have the one you're describing without making any big moves. Stop talking to each other. That's it. See each other the same amount, have the same amount of sex, do the same activities. Everything's the same. Just don't talk to each other. Oh, boy. That's a good one.
Oh, you're not going to talk to? Oh,
yeah, I am. Season?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is ridiculous.
What do? You read a lot?
No. Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't like these readers.
Hey, you rationalize like this, too. I'm telling
We
you
love
something.
each other very much.
Please, I do not.
You do so.
She's 18.
You don't read us a lick, and you rationalize like that, too. But listen.
Way too much thinking.
I agree with that. Season, look, this is ridiculous. You're just scared to death of being vulnerable in this relationship. For crying out loud, be vulnerable. And there's no such thing as a relationship that's perfectly easy.
Yeah.
Or not scary.
This guy's like a mad scientist.
And for crying out loud.
Got you all, he's
get you sold on this.
He's worked the idea through. And this guy must have like a 215 IQ because it's not easy for a guy to sell a woman on the idea of strictly a strictly sexual relationship. but he's done it through his clever wording.
Well, he was a virgin before me, so and he
I
really
see.
doesn't want to give himself to anybody else
Except he does.
except for me.
Oh, except...
Well, what are you worried about then?
Well, he's afraid that I'm gonna, because we both, like I said, have gotten kind of addicted to each other. So he's afraid I might go to somebody else, and
Well,
I'm
you're
kind of
addicted
afraid that-
you're addicted to each other, though, aren't you?
Well, yeah, especially
Well, addicted to each other.
with the pheromones and everything else.
So you may see someone and mistake this new guy for him, immediately start having sex with him.
And by the way, there's sort of maybe a more congenial term for the addiction quality in your relationship is just being connected, having a relationship.
Well, the underlying question is kind of if we're the overall goal is to possibly get back together again. And
You're together now, aren't you?
You're together now. Why do we be apart?
No, we broke up.
Why?
Because we have a lot of issues that we were dealing with, and we thought
That's
because
where
we
the
were
reading
basically at
comes
each
in.
other's, we're basically at each other's throats.
Ah, okay, it was
thought we had
bad.
to break.
Then break up. That's it. Then go on with your life. That's fine.
But we don't want to break up forever.
Well, that's too bad. You may have to. I mean, that you break up, you're risking it being forever, and you shouldn't ever break up a relationship with all sorts of backup plans, because you don't get to get on with your life and explore. At your age, you should be seeing other people, and B, it's a house of straw, a house of cards, rather. I mean, what is that built on? I mean, you're clinging to something, a bad relationship, just so you don't have to deal with the loss. Deal with the loss.
Let me explain something to you kids out there. You live a lot longer than 21. Believe me. Let all this crap go. There's no more liberating experience in the world. I'm going to be 34 in a couple of days. I don't care about anything. I can remember when I was like 16, be like, when I graduate high school, man, I'm going to come back each year and I'm going to hang out with Mr. Bernal. Haven't seen Mr. Bernal in 15 years. Don't give a rat's ass about Mr. Bernal anymore. The first car I get, man, I'm going to save it, man. I'm going to give it to my kid because I want him to drive. No, don't know where that car is. Don't care where that car is. You do the same thing with relationships. We're soulmates. We should never be apart. There's a certain bond. You have all this crap when you're 16, 17, 18. If you're like me, you're 19 or 20, 21. When you drag this sort of retarded ideology into your relationships. But you soon learn that there are other cars, there are other professors or teachers, there are other neighbors, there are other boyfriends, there are other girlfriends, and you know what? They're better. They're even better than those ones. And that kid who lived across the street from you, who you swore you were going to open your own business in Hawaii with one day, who you haven't seen in 20 years, it was only because he lived next door. It could have, Manson's kid could have moved in. One of the Manson family could have moved in next door. It would have been the same bond about opening a surf shop in Hawaii when you're older. Just let it go. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. Just let it go. Move on. It's all right. Other boyfriends, other girlfriends, other cars, other everything. You just move on. Right, Drew?
Well, except a lot of our listeners get married and stop. Right there.
What do you mean? No, they want to move on 2 years.
Yeah, then 25 they want to move on.
Right. Dave?
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Hey, you're 23.
Yes.
What's going on?
All right, I have two questions for you guys. Number one, my girlfriend's out in Chicago. I'm going out to see her in a couple weeks. And one thing that we've talked about, it's kind of like a random thing, it's something that she's talked about off and on, is about doing ecstasy. And this is a girl that hasn't done anything, any kind of drugs other than just drinking alcohol in the past, whereas I have done alcohol, obviously, and smoked weed, but that's it. And she's thinking of doing that, and then obviously we'd get together, and if we had sex, we had sex. I'm curious what you guys know about the effects of doing ecstasy and then being physically intimate with someone, including sex, as opposed, at least in comparison to how like something like alcohol or marijuana could affect you.
All right. Well, Drew doesn't know anything about this, but I can tell you.
Okay.
I had ecstasy. I didn't get physically intimate with another person, but I got it with a air conditioning duct over, I think I was at Caesars, but I may have been at the Camelot Hotel over there. I was in Vegas last time I did the ecstasy. Probably about 6-7 years ago now. Mm-hmm. It's real speedy, and anything that's speedy immediately is weird. Okay. Speed is very weird. Anything that speeds you up too much, I mean, just drink 4 or 5 cups of coffee, things start getting a little bit weird. And ecstasy does that to you. It's kind of groovy at first, but then it's real speedy. It kind of makes you horny, but you're 23. And when's the last time you banged your girlfriend?
A few months ago.
All right, that's enough. You know, that's all the incentive you need.
This is the question I have.
The penis does not need motivation.
Why, at your guys' age, do you need something like that?
No, they don't.
It wasn't necessarily needing. It's just something that she's thought about, and she's been out of school for a little bit. It was just something that she's been throwing around
I
for a
think
while.
certainly if you're going to establish your relationship, it shouldn't be founded on those sorts of experiences. Secondly,
well, they're not establishing a relationship. They already have one.
I thought he said something about if we had sex, we have sex. We haven't really had that yet.
He was just saying that. They've had sex. Dave, you've had sex, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So for crying out loud,
I know what's going on.
Why would they? What's going on in that relationship that they need to be considering these sort of enhancing chemicals? And it just so happens ecstasy is one of the drugs that really scares me. I can't say that one use is going to have long-standing effects, but oh boy, the information that is pouring in on that drug just makes it look like a scary drug.
I did ecstasy 2 times in my life. One time I was in Santa Barbara. They used to have I guess they still do have a big street scene there for Halloween in Isla Vista, where the college is. They close off the street and stuff. I may not have attended college myself, but I've attended many other people's colleges many a time. I used to go to Berkeley for the Sammy House Viking party, and I'd just show up at different colleges for different parties. Really the best of all worlds. But I met my first girlfriend there, high on ecstasy.
In Santa Barbara?
Yeah, I was dressed as a sailor.
Oh, my God.
The wheeze ate a few mushrooms and was like dry humping my leg, so I decided I had to get rid of him.
Oh, God.
Got myself a 12-pack and took off on foot. Walk around in a sailor outfit. So did all right. Between the sailor outfit and the 12-pack and the axe.
This wasn't the sorority girl down here, was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, this is...
Oh, that was a great relationship.
It's got to be 11, 12 years ago now. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, and I'll never forget how I met her. I was just walking around Isla Vista. It was me and the Wheeze, and the Wheeze was high in mushrooms, and he was stopping people every 5 feet. Man, I love you, man. He was telling everyone how much he loved them and how much he wanted to hang out with them, and he was really bumming my high. Here's the thing you got to understand about drug use, everybody. If you're going to take drugs, everyone take the same drug. Don't have one guy on mushrooms and the other guy on coke or something like that. It's a disaster. It really is. Because they're different kinds of highs, and they end up conflicting.
Now, after you finish your little diatribe here, people are going to write into me saying, I can't believe Adam is talking like this. Don't you know how you guys influence that?
Well, listen, all right, drugs are evil. We all know that. But I'm just saying, if you happen to do... And here's my thing about drugs. Don't drive... Be responsible adults, and I don't advocate any kids doing drugs. And as a matter of fact, I never experimented with anything before I was 18. I was a jock. I played football. I was on the straight and narrow. I only got into this horrible life of debauchery later on in life. And so the point is the Wheeze gets on the mushroom. I get on the ecstasy. We're walking around Isla Vista. He's dry humping my leg and telling everyone how much he loves them. It's like he's at a Grateful Dead concert or something. I say, Wheeze, you're bumming my high. You go that direction. I'm going this direction. I'm going to buy a 12-pack. I'm off on my own. I'm wearing my sailor outfit. I'm walking down an alley and I hear a band. And I poke my head over the fence, and there's the band, and I look over the fence, and I spot my soon-to-be girlfriend on the other side of the rope watching the band. She signals me over. I climb up on top of the fence, wearing these big old crappy leather sailor shoes, jump over the fence, hold my 12-pack, and almost land in the drum kit.
I hope it was Halloween.
Oh, yeah, it was Halloween.
Okay.
Did I explain that?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's why I was wearing the sailor outfit.
Yeah, I was hoping that.
Yeah, Isla Vista closes off the street and has a big party over there. Anyway, gave her a beer, and the rest was history. All right.
She was 12?
She was 14. All right, Drew. I don't know how old I was. I must have been 21, something like that. I wasn't that.
We're learning more about you all the time.
Yes. All right, we'll be back. Loveline, kiddies. Phone number 1-800-LOVE 191. All right, Dr. Drew over there. Dr. Drew, board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. Here's a little piece of email I pulled up. This is from, I'm never going to read that stupid doggy something. I was listening to this show, 52198.
Paraphrase, please.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to read the whole thing.
It's huge, yeah.
All right. When Adam and Drew started discussing abortion and the RU-486 pill, we didn't discuss the morality of it. Anyway,
I raised it.
Okay. Anyway, was this person was upset at both our descriptions as the RU486 as being so much easier than the regular in-office abortion.
Safer.
Well, so much easier.
Yeah, easier. All right.
I'll go ahead and stand by that.
Yeah,
I really will.
We were saying that, yeah.
Here's your choice, and here's why I'm standing by the easier comment. Get in your car, go to the abortion clinic, and get up on the things and get a anesthetic and get your something put inside of you and get your uterus scraped out, or stay at home and take a pill. That's why I'm going with the easier.
Yeah.
Anyway, they go on to describe no abortion procedure is easy, in quotes, and to say it is so is ridiculous. Well, listen, everything's relative. You know what I'm
We
saying?
didn't say it was easy.
I said it was easier. Yeah. It's in a context. Stop going off on this, you idiots.
Listen, by the way, we always say that not enough is made of how women feel after the abortion, both their sense of loss. There really is a real biological trigger there, plus the hormonal changes they go through, plus the sort of ethical, moral issues they struggle with. I mean, there's tremendous amounts of consequence from any kind of an abortion. There really is.
All right, but listen, all you a-holes with half an ear and 1.5 agendas. That's what we have. We have people listen to the show. Anyone who writes any of these letters, they have 1/2 an ear and they got a whole ass load of agenda.
But did you put the chocolate one in here?
No, but hold on a second. Easier. Abortion's never easy. Here's your choice. You lose a child any way you slice it. One of them involves getting in the car. The other one involves taking a pill. That's all I'm saying. Easier. It's relative, but it's easier. Go ahead, Drew. There's one in there.
But somebody said something about me discussing chocolate and sexual functioning or something that it makes not
piece
even,
of email.
Yeah, not even any sense at all.
I have no idea what they were talking about.
Yeah, but people are constantly accusing us of discussing things that we never got near.
Well, that's true. Maybe another show where a nasally guy drones on and another stooge
good guy
answers medical questions.
Good guy commercial. That's what it is.
I swear that's not supposed to be us. Drew.
I hope not.
Stacy.
Hello.
You're 21.
Yes.
What's going on?
Nothing much. I have this problem. Through junior high and high school, I dated the same guy all the way through. In the first year of college, we got engaged.
Hold on, Stacy.
Yeah.
Do you have another phone?
Yeah.
Change.
Are you on your portable phone now?
Yeah.
Could you please show us some dignity and get on the one that plugs into the effing wall?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Gosh, you're terrible. Oh no.
What? She didn't hang up. Or did she?
Hello?
There we are. Much
okay.
much better.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
That's all right.
Okay. So through junior high and high school, I dated this guy, and we dated all the way through. In the first year of college, we got engaged. And then a week before our wedding, he got into a motorcycle accident, and he died. Well, he was in a coma, and then he died.
How long ago was this?
A year.
A year ago.
And I've dated like a couple guys, but I'm scared in a way to date because I'm scared maybe it'll happen again.
Well, of course. I mean, that's about as honest an appraisal you can possibly have of this situation. Not even so much that the actual incident will reoccur, but just that the feelings could happen all over again.
Right.
How horrible.
And I just I compare him to them
To
and
everybody.
stuff.
Oh, it's only been a year, Stacey. I mean, this was...
Right, and that's what I'm thinking. I don't know if it's too soon or...
No, it's not too soon. God bless you for going out and trying again. But how are you doing in terms of your own mood?
Oh, could you imagine?
Yeah, it's horrible.
It is hard. I mean...
Are you depressed or are you okay?
I'm getting much better. I used to be just lay in bed all day.
Oh, my God.
But now it's much better.
You were dating this guy since high school?
Yeah, we started dating in 9th grade.
So they were 14.
Yeah, we were young.
Yeah. Oh, man. This is gonna be. I mean, this is gonna be a big. I don't know how to make you feel better about this, except this is gonna be a big chapter in your life. Mm-hmm. There will be a life ahead. You're gonna be fine, but there's gonna be a big piece here that you're always gonna have with you. I mean, it's gonna be part of your life story.
Yeah.
And
I almost feel like I'm being disloyal to date again.
No, are you kidding? You think he wouldn't want you to be happy?
Well, I know that he would.
Of course.
So.
Of course.
He's probably trying to get in Natalie Wood's pants or something right now up in heaven.
Yeah.
You think there's any of that going on? I mean, if it's such a great place, you got to be getting laid. And there's certainly a lot of celebrities up there. Plus, I mean, you could bang Cleopatra.
How about that?
Yes. Can you imagine that?
Oh, we're going to find out I'm dead tomorrow.
Oh, that'd be great. Nah, I'm not sure. I'd be.
You'd be in purgatory, though.
I'd be down waiting to get a hand on Leona Helmsley when she was coming. I don't think I'd be at that place. All right,
no, Stacy, it's not too soon, and your feelings are completely appropriate. And here's a good question: should she talk about it with the guy she's dating, without freaking him out?
Give it a couple of dates. Don't bring it up on the first date.
Yeah.
The guy's not going to know how to answer that.
Yeah. Don't
Carol.
put a lot of pressure on the guy.
Carol, you're 37.
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, I have a strange problem. Dr. Drew, I was wondering if you could answer a question for me. I'm getting married soon, and my fiancé has a really large penis. And I'm very tight, very small, and I also have herpes. And when we have sex repeatedly, I get really sore, and it
Get an
makes me
outbreak?
break out. Yeah, so I was wondering if there's any kind of topical cream or anything I can do to toughen up so I can...
No, but you can take medication to decrease the probability of outbreaks.
How about like some
I
glove
don't
oil?
like that stuff, though, the drug.
You taking
You remember the glove oil you'd put on a mitt? Like when you got a new baseball mitt to break it in,
Or
you know.
seal oil. What was that stuff? Seal.
Oh, well, they had like mink oil, but
Mink oil.
glove oil was something else, I think. You'd work it into it, loosened it up, made it more pliable.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's not
The
fruit.
ball really sunk in.
No,
That wouldn't work?
Carol, don't listen to Adam, please.
Okay.
How big is
I usually don't.
How big is this guy's penis?
It's pretty darn big.
Really? Like how big? Like, what do you think?
Oh, you want me to draw you a picture of me?
Draw us a mental picture.
It's pretty wide, and it's about a little over 8 inches.
Yeah, that's nice. My penis is, I think, average size. Oh, maybe even a little bigger than average, although average is what most people can consider small, so I think that just makes my penis average, even though it's a technicality.
It's average on a technicality.
Here's what I always want. That's kind of pathetic. When you're juggling words to get to average, But here's what I always wanted out of a penis, Drew. Tell me if you're the same. I wanted a penis where I could grab, sort of the base of it and still have something left to work with, Like you see guys in a porn movie, they grab the bottom part and there's enough at the end that the woman could still work on it orally, or they could sort of guide it around, Once I grab a handful of mine, it just disappears. That's it. I'd have to cut off my three bottom fingers in order to be able to get a hand around it and still have something to work with.
Oh boy!
That's when it becomes like more than a penis. It becomes like a tool,
Weapon.
like a weapon, like a club, where you grab the bottom of the pool cue and then you beat the victim with the top part.
Very, very important maneuver. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's finish the Carol here, can we, please?
We're done with her.
No,
we're not.
No, Carol.
Yes.
What has happened to you when you've taken the antiviral medication in the past?
I don't find it all that effective, and I don't really like to take drugs. I don't think that they're harmless. And
with this guy, you've tried it?
I had a bad experience with it, and have tried to stay away from it.
What happened?
Took too much once, and I got really sick from it, so I try not to take it anymore. I was stupid. I didn't take it according to directions.
All right. I mean, there are, just for the sake of discussion, for everybody else listening, there's Valtrex and Famvir now, as well as Zovirax. And Valtrex you can just take once a day, and that's considered adequate suppressive therapy, and that decreases the risk of outbreaks. And that's about the only thing you can do, other than just using lubricant and other sorts of techniques to decrease the local trauma. But there's no doubt that anything that irritates that area is going to increase the probability of an outbreak. All right?
Okay.
Other than that, it's just taking the antiviral medication.
I was told that was the same drug, though, as Zovirax.
Very similar. It's the same drug. It's one of them tabloids.
Yeah. All right,
and the point is, once a day in relatively low dose, a little bit different pharmacology, may not be as likely to cause side effects. And I agree with you. I don't like putting people on chronic medication unless we have to.
All right. Let me sell a call here. Haley is, it says update.
Okay.
Pregnant with a 25-year-old boyfriend's baby. You guys gave great advice.
Let's hear what that is.
Does that one sound familiar?
Nope. I was on Rose here.
Oh, really? All right. Well, we'll check that out. We'll talk to Haley, 15, pregnant, my 25-year-old. We'll be back. Hey!
What happened to Haley?
Hey, that was a good call.
She was there 2 seconds ago. She gone? Oh, for crying out loud.
Well, one time I did a halfway decent job of selling a call, Drew.
Yeah.
All right, well, maybe she'll come back at some point. Phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. Sarah,
Yeah.
you're 21.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, nothing, man.
That's good, I guess.
All right.
I just want to let you know first off that I love you guys. You're hilarious.
Thanks.
Okay. Anyway, I guess my problem is I was celibate for 5 years and decided, I was sick of buying batteries. So I went out and found this guy at work and everything, and we got along. We went out a little bit. We went back. I guess we had sex, and it was just terrible. He had no idea what he was doing. And I was just wondering maybe if I should work with him a little bit.
Is it possible that it was terrible just because you had no emotional investment in the experience?
It's possible. I don't know, because I psyched myself out. I'm like, I just wanted to go out and do this, and...
Let me give you an analogy. I was just talking to Drew about this, and I realize how my mind works. If I hear something on the radio on the drive-in, no matter what it is, I'll work it in to the show. And if I'm talking about something during a commercial, I will work it in. But I'll give you something that's sort of analogous, I think. I was just boxing yesterday, and when I box, I hit those focus gloves, those hand mitten things. The guy holds them for me. Yeah. And I had a partner, Snake, for 8 years, 10 years we did those things. We were great. And you're only as good as your partner is, really. And now I have a guy named Charles who was doing them, and I was commenting to him yesterday how good he is holding those things and how gratifying and satisfying it is hitting the things when he holds them.
Right.
Because when someone you're not familiar with and who's not familiar with you is holding them, you suck.
Yeah.
He sucks, you suck, and the world sucks.
Right.
I think it's kind of this way with sex. I mean, you've been off for 5 years. This guy probably hasn't been too busy. You guys just come together, and it's as if you held the focus gloves for this guy for the first time. Nothing is where it should be. A lot of swinging and missing.
I gotcha.
Your elbow's hyperextended now because you were looking for a hook, and he showed you an uppercut, and your hand went flying.
I think, not that women shouldn't do this or aren't capable of being gratified in what you tried to do, but that our culture tells you that you should be just like a man that way. It should be just a totally gratifying experience to you.
Yeah.
Well, to a man, it probably was to him. He probably was doing handsprings, okay?
Yeah.
But for a woman, it usually has to have an emotional connection.
That's terrible. Why does it have to be that way?
Yeah, well, but it's a good thing. I think we need more of that.
We got to dig into Sarah here. You were
5 years celibate.
5 years celibate.
Yeah. Why? I was really young. I felt I was young. I wasn't ready for it. I guess all my friends were doing it, so I had to do it. So I took time off. I was like, I can't do this. I'm not ready for it. I didn't know why I did it in the first place. So
it was a single experience at 16.
Yes.
So you've never
16 or 15?
It was like 2 weeks before.
And who was the guy?
Who was the guy? I don't know.
Family member?
No.
Over 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, how about that?
Over 20. Did he drive a van?
No.
Couldn't afford one.
He was one
Sarah,
of my friend's friends.
Here's our prescription for you.
All right.
Have a relationship, okay? And the sex will take care of itself. You've detached sexuality from the intimate experience. I don't know why. But what was your upbringing like?
I grew up in a really religious household.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've been sort of repressed that way.
Yeah, Mormon. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So this is sort of rebellion.
Each time you load up that Badger vibrator with a new set of C cells.
They're so expensive.
The baby Jesus cries. He really does. Does your vibrator take the C batteries?
No, actually 2 AA.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's something you can hide between the mattress and box spring.
Yes, I can.
You know, I'll tell you, I would love... What's the name of yours? Does it have
It's called the Mighty Mite.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a little one, though.
It's a little
Isn't that one that what's her name gave you?
Yeah, I think it may have been.
Yeah.
You know what's weird about doing this show is I have difficulty since I grew up sort of impoverished. I don't like throwing away anything that costs more than $5, even if it's Ron Jeremy's prosthetic penis. So the thing that's weird about my life is Ron Jeremy comes on the show, the aging porn star, gives me a likeness of his penis that's made out of some sort of latex material. I then throw the penis in the passenger seat of my car where it rolls around for a week before I hump it out of the car and up to the house.
I beg your pardon?
Hump being the operative word there. And then I take the penis and I don't know what to do with it. I can't throw it out because it costs $55 down at Drake's on Melrose or Santa Monica. I can hardly display it, and I can't fit a candle into the urethra, so it's no good for a holder. So I take it and I throw it up in my closet on a shelf. And then naturally, 2 days later, Dave, the guy who gets tossed out of the service, has to come by. Notice the 10-inch dildo in the closet. Is that something I should know about? It's just Ron Jeremy's penis, Dave. I'm not paying you to look for penises. Please, I got to make a phone call here.
You need like a storage space.
I really need. Yeah. I need to dig out something in a crawl space or something. Yeah. I have so much just sort of bizarre sexual paraphernalia floating around my house that I don't use, but I won't throw it away either.
You need a bunker for other than your porno.
That's right. Yeah. Thank you, Drew. All right. What the hell was I talking about? I would like to see, and nobody. I have not seen a study yet, but most women I'm talking to these days either have had or have a vibrator. Mm-hmm. And it's something that you never hear about. I mean, you don't hear about studied. Do you?
What do you mean studied? What?
Well, I mean, you hear these statistics about, there's women, they have statistics for everything that a woman does. They really do.
I'm sure the people that sell these things knows how many people buy them. I don't mean the stores, I mean the people that manufacture them.
Right. Wouldn't it be interesting to know?
Yeah.
I mean, I would bet you, or you tell me, Drew.
Why?
Just shut up and listen. Women between the age of 18 and 34, okay?
Yeah.
Living in, what would you call this?
Major city.
Major cities.
Yeah. What percentage have them?
What percentage of women have them?
30, 40%? What do you think? Single women.
Oh, single women?
Yeah.
Geez, I might go even higher. I might go 30, 40 married. Which means they could have just had the thing before they got married or the husband introduced it.
Yeah.
I'm going higher.
Well,
I really do.
Chris.
Evening, guys. I was wondering about the lubricants with spermicide. Mm-hmm. How effective are they?
Don't count on it.
Really?
Do not use that as a contraceptive.
Uh-huh.
Well,
if you want to use that with a condom or with a diaphragm, that's fine. But
is that how they're meant to be used?
Yeah, really. Yeah, they are not effective.
Well,
I mean, they're not nothing, but they are not a reliable method.
Yeah.
Where do you put them? On the peenie? What do you do with that stuff?
You're really talking about. You're not talking about so much about lubricants, but contraceptive jellies and foams, right?
Yeah.
Which you put in just like
Put the foam right in?
Mm.
No.
You mean like when a commercial jetliner has a landing gear stuck and they spray the runway down? Is it like one of those things?
There are suppositories you can put in.
Ooh.
There are little applicators. There's a various ways to put stuff.
Well, it's
ones that look like Mickey Mouse, where it comes out of his mouth.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm. That's like a Pez dispenser. Yes.
Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
This one's like KY jelly. It's gelatin-like, and
well, it's mostly. I mean, most of the
with
non-oxynol 9.
Yeah,
right?
non-oxynol 9.
The reason for that is not so much to use as a contraceptive, but to slightly reduce the risk of HIV, because it does tend to decrease that a little bit. But again, that also is not an effective technique of eliminating your risk of HIV. Slightly at a risk, maybe.
We've been trying for years to figure out ways to kill sperm, and with not much luck. And I've sort of decided that sperm is sort of like what roaches are in society. I mean, it's like the human version of the roach. It's a roach.
Yeah.
You can't kill these things. I mean, I was driving to work tonight, and I was looking up at one of these signs. There's all these signs for combat, roach killer, and raid. I don't know why. I mean, it must be huge business, or maybe it's just in Los Angeles. But there's all this roach and all these roach killers. And I thought to myself, we'll never, ever get rid of roaches, no matter how far technology advances, no matter what we come up with. I mean, we got stuff. We're able to synthesize in the lab stuff that tastes, that makes the roaches think that they're dragging an egg back to the nest, and then somebody humps the poison. And I mean, it's really bizarre stuff, and it's bizarre technology. We'll still never get rid of roaches. Yeah. Are we ever going to be able to find something that kills sperm?
Right.
It's the same thing, right?
I mean, they believe
it's not going to work.
That's right. They believe that after the human race is gone, the insects will then be the next dominant.
The sperm motel?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Sperm gets in, but it doesn't get out. I think Mike rented that. All right.
We're going to break.
Yeah, we are, but I'm going to sell one of these calls.
Yeah, pick one.
How to bring up his rape fantasy with new wife.
You want to do that?
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
That's a tough one to broach, the rape fantasy. We'll be back.
Loveline. Be right back in a minute.
This is Loveline on radio station.
KNRK Heaven, Portland, New Rock.
New Rock Alternative. New Rock Alternative. New Rock Alternative. At 94.7 NRK.
It is Loveline. Phone number for the Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Alexandra Paul and her sister from Baywatch. And then the band Nelson is going to be in here on Wednesday. Here's the reason why we're having the band Nelson in here on Wednesday. Because when we were talking to one of the Morell sisters,
right,
who, these are these two twins who did this Playboy spread. I hope Nelson isn't listening. Anyway, one of them went out with Gunner. One of them. One of them? Both of them?
I don't know. One of them went out with one of them.
Something like that. Anyway, had a few stories to tell about him, by the way. As a matter of fact, Producer Ann, can you dig that show up for Wednesday?
It's already ready to go.
Oh, look at you, baby.
But we don't want to tip anybody off.
Okay, I'll stop talking about
They
it.
should tune in, though, because it's going to be good.
Yeah, all right. So tune in for that. And then that's the Loveline. Now, I never really, Drew, did I ever get people sort of caught up with whatever happened with that pilot I was working with or for on the ABC channel?
I think your feelings were running a little high about it, and you were afraid you might kind of launch into a time.
I didn't want to piss people off.
Yeah, so
all right.
Don't tonight, don't.
No, I'm not going to do that. I was working on a show called The Man Show, me and my partner, Jimmy Kimmel. It was a pilot for ABC, going to be on, not late night, 10 o'clock, which is considered prime time, just the show wasn't deemed acceptable for stuff under...
Was that what the final version?
Under 10 o'clock, yeah. Because...
Never not after 10 o'clock either.
Lord knows you can tune into Fox and watch real shootouts. I mean, you can watch a surveillance film of a guy going over a counter in 7-Eleven and firing at point-blank range. A couple of shots from his 9mm into the store clerk. That kind of stuff you can show prime time because somehow, because it's on a surveillance camera, it's okay. It's news. Even though it comes from Kentucky and it's 9 months old, it's news. That kind of stuff you can show. But if you show chimpanzees farting, that's offensive because your kids, Drew, if they see chimpanzees farting, could hypothetically... I don't know what they could do, actually. What could they do?
They might think about lighting their phone.
Oh, yeah, I see. That could be very dangerous. But the point is the show was slated to be on the fall schedule. Made it onto the fall schedule, so they say, and then got pulled off the fall schedule because of advertisers. And advertisers worry about things with content, especially comedy. And I just have a quick thing to say to all folks that are maybe listening who may be in charge of these projects.
Careful.
Okay, I'm not going to say that. My point is this. It's comedy, all you effing idiots. Comedy! Comedy! Jesus Christ, it's comedy. It's okay to make jokes. That's fine. It's a comedy. Why do we have to judge comedy the same way we judge drama? I mean, the whole idea to drama is to actually believe whatever's going on is going on. When you're watching ER and they're wheeling some kid in and he's got a respirator and he just got shot 5 times and they're yelling, breathe, damn it, and George Clooney's pounding on the guy's chest. If you see the camera, it's ruined. If the guy pops up and fixes his hair, it's ruined. The idea is to believe it's actually happening. That, to me, is more disturbing than monkey farting.
The problem with comedy is that what makes us laugh are those elements which disturb us most.
Oh, everyone is such pussies. And what about this? What about the people that want a good product and they're being deprived by a handful of letter-writing pussies who don't get laid, who got felt up during some church picnic and are now spending the rest of their lives as adults writing letters to advertisers?
No,
What about us? What about the silent majority? Where's our entertainment? And why don't we count? And why do we got to listen to a bunch of pussies?
Well, there's been they've come up with a solution to that. They call it cable.
All right. And that's why cable's going to kick the ass of the network soon. And let me tell you something. Here's the way we got to deal with these people. Anybody who's got a product out there who gets complaints, when you get the letter, don't answer with a letter. Take the letter, wipe your ass with it, stuff it back in the envelope, and send it back to them, just like we do on Loveline. And you know what? It shuts people up. Am I right, Drew? Glad sent us a letter complaining, right?
And I wrote them a letter.
The Gay and Lesbian, the Anti-Defamation League. Mm-hmm. I told them to kiss our ass and shut the hell up. We never heard from them again.
I wrote them a letter back.
Oh, you pussy. Why'd you write them a letter back?
Because I wanted to have a relationship with
All right,
them.
what about those idiots from, what's that cult? What's the Dianetics guys? Oh, the one we're not supposed to call a cult? What is that? What is that group? The Dianetics. Is that what it is? Yeah, L. Ron Hubbard. They wrote us a letter demanding Scientology. Thank you. Drew, can't you say anything, you idiot? I'm yelling Dianetics for 10 minutes. You can't yell Scientologists? You don't know what I'm talking about?
I just don't want to deal with that organization.
All right, but you called them a cult like 6 months ago, and they wrote us a letter, and they demanded that we apologize and everything else under the sun, right?
Yeah.
What was my answer?
Your usual.
Kiss my ass, you idiots. Go back and shave your heads and burn something. Whatever it is you cults do. But the point is that they left us alone. So stop kissing ass, all you advertisers. Some religious nutball, some zealot writes you a letter, tell them to kiss your ass. Forbid them from drinking your Coke or eating your cereal. Who gives a rat's ass? And what about the other 9 sane people out of the 10 that want some top-notch entertainment? Please. They don't put the Man Show on. They put Cupid on. Cupid.
What is that?
I don't know, but it's going the direction of Migo. I can tell you that right now.
Migo?
Cupid. It's gone.
What's Migo?
That's my point. That's my point. We got to turn snacking into a app and smoke. Please, it's going. It's going to be on after Fantasy Island. Love Boat. The new Love Boat's back on, everybody. You know a place that's coming in? 90th. Fantasy Island wasn't even as popular as Love Boat, but we'll see how that fares. Oh, that's going to be a winner.
Oh, there is a new Love Boat on?
Yeah. Oh, there's a new Love Boat on. You didn't even know it, Drew.
No.
UPN, coming in number 90. Fantasy Island, ABC, 9 o'clock. It's going to clean up.
You could have followed them.
I hear AMC's bringing back the Pacer, too. Oh, yes. That's genius.
It's a great vehicle.
People love that. That's what they love. People are very nostalgic, Drew. I say it goes to number 1, that Fantasy Island, and then Cupid on after that. All right, set the VCRs, everybody. You're going to capture that on tape. Enjoy it while you can.
And whatever relationship you had with ABC is now gone.
Listen, I don't care. Here's ABC's choice. They're either smart enough to put the Man Show on the fall replacement series, or they spend the rest of their lives lamenting not doing it. Do you understand? This show will be a huge success, and they have a choice between putting it on or paying. That's it. It's one or the other. I'm not kissing anyone's ass. I don't look at us as a weak position. You either put it on or you pay for not putting it on. That's all. Russ?
Yeah.
You're 32.
Yes.
What's going on?
Ever since I've been, I'd say about 16, if I was watching a movie and there was a rape scene, it would really be interesting. But I a nice guy, as all the girls would say, and all that. And I just got married 9 months, and we do a lot of role playing. And
what kind of role playing are you doing?
Oh, just in bed. We don't get into that funky stuff like with costumes or anything like that.
What are the roles?
It's kind of hard to say. I mean, we don't get in depth or anything like that. I've asked her about it, and she said we
got to know the roles, Russ.
Well, strangers and stuff like
Mm-hmm. All right, so I like that one.
Yeah, stuff like that. Not rape yet or anything.
The problem with that role playing is you play the insurance man who shows up at the door.
Right, stuff like that.
Hello, sir. What kind, here's the only problem with that.
I used to deliver pizza. We played that.
That's good. Then the phone rings. You pick it up. Hello? Oh, hi, Mom. Yeah, hold on. She's right here. There you go. It's ruined. The kids are crying upstairs. You go in. Shut the hell up. Playing the pizza guy. Here's the role that couples rarely ever experience or experiment with. Mature, nurturing father.
Thank you.
And loving husband.
There you go.
Well, we've done that role.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I mean we
bizarre.
don't. I mean we don't have kids. She can't have kids. She's older than I am.
Mm-hmm. Why can't she have kids?
She's been fixed. She had her operation.
She can still have kids.
She can? How?
She doesn't have tubes, right?
Right.
They can harvest the eggs, and they can fertilize them and put them back in.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Oh.
But then you don't want kids that bad, do you?
Well, I've got a 20-year-old now because she already had 4. And
Wait, slow down. You have a 20-year-old?
Right. She had 4 kids. One of them is hers. I treat her just like my own now.
The 20-year-old.
Right.
Yeah. How well do you treat your own? I guess that's the question.
Wait a minute. She has 4 kids. Yeah. This is what you said. She has 4 kids. I have a 20-year-old.
I have a 20-year-old now.
It even gets more confusing. She has 4 kids. One of them is hers.
No. She has 4 kids. All of them is hers.
Okay.
We don't see. 3 of them are in California. We live in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
One of them lives with us right now, and she's 20.
Okay.
That's all right, Russ. Is the 20-year-old the only kid that's not your daughter biologically?
None of them are biologically.
None of them are mine.
Oh, they're all from a previous marriage.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, by the way, you call it Missouri?
Yeah.
Shouldn't we call it Missouri, too, if that's what you call it? We always call it Missouri.
I've always called it Missouri.
All right.
Here all my life.
So she has, where the 3 kids are living in California, eh?
Right.
That's what we call it out here. And with, what, their biological father?
No, they're just on their own.
They're old.
Oh, they're old. Oh, I see.
The oldest is 27.
I see. Okay. So you want to, you like the rape depiction excites you?
Right. I'd like to even go as far as maybe not even in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't want her to think that I'm some pervert from Missouri.
Right.
All
right.
Is it normal for a guy? I mean, I've heard you guys talk about it every now and then. The other night, you guys were talking about how guys like it rough, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, this is an expression of some aggression, and as often lots of compulsive sexual behaviors are. And I mean, there's nothing implicitly wrong in role playing or in experimentation. Though to the extent that it becomes fetishistic, that is to say that you become dependent on it to have functioning or have any sort of gratification from the experience, then it can be a problem. But just insofar as experimentation, it's whatever.
I think a lot of guys pass through the sort of rape fantasy phase.
He's 32.
All right, well, he should have passed through it. That's all I'm saying. But it's a matter of degree. It's considered exciting for a lot of men and a lot of women, but it's a matter of degree.
Just watch aggression. Just be careful to what extent that's getting in the way of your ability to have satisfactory relationships.
Well, she's an older woman who's had 4 kids. You don't want to break a hip or something when you're getting in the middle of a little rough trade. You know,
how should he approach talking to her about it?
I'll tell you, I wouldn't bring it up with her. I would just have a little sex and get in a little of that naughty talk, a little hair tugging.
Should he work
most women really appreciate that.
Should he work his fantasies in that direction?
Yeah. I mean, I
role-playing?
sort of think that sitting down and hashing out fantasies is sort
Spoils it, huh?
does spoil it a little bit.
Right.
I think you just try to sort of weave it into your experience.
All right. Carl.
I'm wondering how smooth a weaver Russ is. Carl,
Yes, sir.
you're 21.
Yeah, I am.
What's going on?
Easy. I've been with this young lady for about a year and a half now, and, well, pretty much I popped the question. $3,000 worth of ring and the whole spiel.
Yeah.
How old is she?
27. She actually just turned 27 the other day.
You're 21.
Yes.
She ever been married before?
No, she hasn't.
How much do you spend for the ring?
$3,000.
What do you make a month?
Not enough to cover the ring.
What do you make a month?
2, 4, 6, 8.
You're supposed to spend,
800 a month?
You're supposed to spend 2 months.
I heard 3.
3.
This is
So he did it, almost.
yeah.
8 and change with a really good credit.
Really? Oh, you know that it's a diabolical a campaign that was launched by De Beers or whoever those diamond guys are, that you should spend 3 months' income on a diamond ring. Ladies, isn't it 3 months that they say you should be spending? 2? Swear to God, I heard 3.
Well, most people say the more you spend, the better off you are.
2 is fairly diabolical too. If you make any kind of, if you make a lot of income.
What was that, Carl?
Adam, honestly, if you owned over 3/4 of the world's diamonds, you'd be telling people to spend as much as they feel like they can.
Yeah, the De Beers cartel.
Yes, pretty much. Yelling at drug lords, and hey, we got a diamond guy.
You know, until the turn of the century, garnet, I believe, was the wedding ring of choice.
Oh, really?
Diamonds is a relative new thing.
Is that cheap? Garnet?
Garnets are cheap, yeah. She actually asked for a garnet.
Should women get back to the
She
garnet?
asked for a garnet?
No, she pointed out diamonds that I wanted, so I went behind her back, lied to her, told her that they gave me 3 different prices, and I told them to kiss off. And then I showed up 3 days later with a diamond in my hand saying, will you marry me?
Oh, that's great. And let me tell you something, Drew. Realize this. This guy makes $800 a month. That $3,000 diamond ring's like you buying a $80,000 diamond ring for your wife. How ridiculous that sounds. Oh. You women.
I look at it this way. I could afford it, and I love her.
Okay. No, you can't afford it, but you love her for now. But anyway.
Well, I'm affording it.
Go ahead.
But anyways, my question was, this is actually for you, Dr. Drew. How much do you know about statistics?
A little bit.
Okay. Do you happen to know what, like, the average lifespan of a marriage is for someone my age?
It's like, the average is like
7 years,
6 or 7 years, but for people maybe younger than 25, it's probably 5 years or 4.5 or something.
I mean, there's, in this state, the divorce rate is California. The divorce rate is 50% for all marriages.
Oh, let me just, here it is. Mike just pulled this off the internet. It is 4.7 years, so it's 4 years, 7 months, I believe, and you get 3.25 crabs when you leave the relationship. I don't know.
All right. But the probability of survival for marriage is less than 50% for younger people.
That's all right, though. You'll beat the odds and make it 6 years.
I hope to make it a lifetime.
Oh, really? Yes. How old's this gal?
27.
She's 27. She just turned 27, actually, Friday.
Oh, okay. That's good. All right, Carl, anything else? What do you do for a living? Work around computers?
No, I'm a mechanic.
What do you work on?
Work on Saturns.
Oh, really?
Yeah, those newfangled 7-year-old cars.
Sure. You should make more than that, though, shouldn't you?
Well, I'm fresh off the boat, and my boss was nice enough to give me a chance. So
okay.
I have to earn what I'm making.
You don't work at a dealership?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I thought those dealership mechanics did all right.
Actually, believe it or not, you would not be surprised how much they don't make.
Oh, really? What do you guys use, standard tools or metric?
Both, depending on if you're doing safety items or actual internal mechanical work.
Uh-huh. Make that engine somewhere else or something, right?
Actually, everything's made in Spring Hill.
Why would anything be metric on the car, then?
Just the thread patterns. Some thread patterns have a better holding power than standard.
Uh-huh. All right, Carl.
All right, thanks a lot.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah.
Yeah, metric makes no sense at all. Like if you got a nut, that's metric, and you try a wrench on it, and it's like a 7 millimeter.
Yeah.
You know what the next biggest one is?
9.
8.
8.
Don't make any sense. And then the one after that?
10.
No, it's 9.
Oh, well,
then 10.
That makes sense.
Oh, it does? Yeah, but listen to standard. If you got like a 3/8 nut or wrench, and you need a bigger one, you go up to 13/16, or like a 9/32 or something. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I mean, or 16/64 or something. I mean, there's a pattern. Makes sense. Something you can figure out.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
It's great. All right, Rebecca.
Remember, everything's supposed to be metric by 1980. Remember that?
Hi.
Or 76.
Oh, I remember being in school, watching here comes the metric system. Yeah. And, there's a whole bunch of crap they told you in school, like, if you don't learn this, you're going to be left behind.
Right.
There's this whole big fear of being left behind or left out, as if you're going to knock on the door in 1979 and go, excuse me, I'd like to apply for a job. Do you know the metric system? No, I don't. Hey, Bert, come here. This guy wants a job here, doesn't know the metric system. Metric system never caught on. Rebecca?
Yes.
What's going on?
Hi. Dr. Drew.
Yes.
This question's for you.
Go right ahead.
7 years ago, I was diagnosed with the human papillomavirus, and I had laser surgery, and 7 years later, it has never returned. But my doctor's telling me I could still be active and I could still give it to someone.
That's possibly true.
How about if I don't actually have a breakout?
That is true.
Ah.
That you do not have to have the wart to be contagious. You're certainly more contagious with the virus. But there's a little bit of a twist in more recent observations that these viruses tend to fade out after about 5 years. So it may actually be burned out and be gone. One of the ways you can test for that is have your gynecologist look for it when they do the pap smear. That's one reasonable way to sort of look to see if there's any evidence of any persistent presence of the virus. So it may actually, at this late date, be gone, in fact.
All right. We're going to take a little break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk to Courtney, who's 13. The question is how to tell racist parents about her black boyfriend. Now, this is bread and butter for Loveline.
Okay.
It is.
Absolutely.
What about ounces, everybody? That's a nightmare. Talking about how effed up the standard system is as opposed to the metric. Thank God I never paid attention in the 6th grade when they're trying to push that Nazi
metric.
I was looking for propaganda on us, trying to get us to switch. Please. I don't know. I don't think the metric or the standard system plays as big a role in a woman's life as it does in a male.
By the way,
really don't.
I want to thank 91X for sending me to SeaWorld yesterday.
They did?
Yeah, they set that up very nicely. Had a great time, yes.
What'd you do there?
Saw Shamu and,
really?
dolphins.
Yeah, pretty cool. Did you see the polar bears?
Yeah, they weren't, you couldn't see them, but we went through that whole ride. It was great. The Arctic, wild Arctic.
Where were the polar bears?
They were feeding or something. But we saw that they had all kinds of other creatures.
Yeah. No
They
polar
have
bears.
one tank now there it's filled with bat rays, like giant stingrays.
Yeah.
50 of them. You can reach in, grab them.
Really?
Yeah, just they're on top of each other, so many of them.
Did you see sharks?
We didn't do the shark thing.
You can go through that tunnel where the
I've done it
sharks
before,
were?
We didn't do it, no. That's pretty cool, too.
You know what? The only shark I'm really interested in seeing is the great white, though. And they can't seem to keep one of those things alive in captivity. But I would go see that. I would be all about seeing that great white. Imagine being down in one of those lucite tunnels, and like some big 18-foot great white shark goes
huge one, you mean.
goes by. I'm talking about great white, Drew.
Well, they start small, babies. They had one there for a while.
Great white? No.
Oh, yes, they did.
No, they didn't. Great white baby?
It was about, it was a good size. I mean, but it was not a huge 18-foot or anything.
But was it
a
great white shark?
I remember it looking like great white. I remember them advertising, come see the great white. There's a great white there. And I hadn't heard about it in a while, so maybe that's what...
Well, maybe it didn't live. Maybe Shamu ate it or something. All right, but no polar bears.
It was amazing what those animals do. It's great the way they have it set up very educationally. It's really It's a great place to take kids. I had a great experience.
You did?
Yeah.
They treat you right?
Hello?
God bless 91X.
Courtney.
Hi.
Hey, you guys use that. If 91X is listening, you put that on your one of your breakers. Is that what they're called? Okay. Courtney, you're 13.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say it's an honor talking to you guys.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
How to tell racist parents about your black boyfriend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm going out with this boy who's 2 years older than me.
Oh, don't call him boy, by the way. They get offended by that.
He's 15, all right.
That's better.
I'm also in his band. The thing is, see, my parents are really racist, and it kind of offends me if they talk racist around me.
Mm-hmm. You tell them that?
Huh?
You tell them that?
Yeah, I tell them that. My dad tries to work on it. My mom's okay about it, but...
Does he wear a rubber band around his wrist every time he says nigger? He snaps it once?
You're not supposed to say that.
Oh, you're not supposed to say that?
That's even me.
Oh, but when you use it as an example, can't you say
it? It was like when you were a football, you better tell your story right now.
What story?
When you used to hang out, remember you hanged out in a certain part of town and everybody used that word?
Oh, no, I hung out with the Boyd brothers. Oh, yeah. When I was a kid, I played Pop Warner football. I was like 8 or 9. I had very progressive parents, like a hippie mom. And I'd go spend the night at the Boyd's house. The Boyds, Henry, James, and they had an older brother, too. I can't remember his name. But, these guys were black as coal, and we'd wake up in the morning and eat grits and ham hocks. And after playing football with these guys out in their front yard long enough, they all call themselves nigger. That's all they call each other. And after, 2 hours of them yelling that at each other, I yelled it at one of them. And they all turned and looked at me and went, ooh. What are we going to do? That's what everyone yelled. All right, so anyway, Courtney.
Yeah, see, it's just, I kind of yell at my dad if he says something.
What kind of band is this guy in, or are you in?
Rock.
A rock band?
Yeah, rock, punk, grunge.
What do you do?
I'm the drummer.
Oh, really? You a good drummer?
Yeah, I know.
Well, what's he do?
He plays guitar and sings.
Mm-hmm. And so your parents, so you're dating him?
Yeah.
Are you having sex with him?
No.
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 You sure?
We talked about it before.
Well, you're 13. Cool.
Yeah, it's a little problem between, what grade are you in?
I'm in 7th. He's in 9th.
Mm-hmm. Well, he could be in 10th.
Yeah, getting close.
A little difference there.
And when you say they're racist, what
do they do?
What do they do? I mean, how bad are they?
They're pretty bad. See, and between my grandfather, see, my parents, I guess, because, they grew up in the 50s and 60s and stuff.
What part of the country?
Yeah, when they're racist.
What part of the country?
Midwest and Northeast. And,
well, you know what? They're going to have to get used to it.
What's your dad do? Is he a cop?
No, he's a postal worker.
He must work around a lot of African Americans.
Yeah.
He must, right?
He does. And see, if they do anything, if they
comes home and complains about it.
Yeah, and it kind of makes me mad. And
yeah.
I'm scared to tell my dad because I'm scared of my
Our
dad.
general approach to this sort of situation, provided they're not nutty about it, that they're not violent or screwy, is that you just let them get to know your boyfriend as the person that he is. Have them hang around, meet them, get them comfortable with him.
The guy's in the 9th grade, she's in 7th grade, and he's in a band. I mean, forget about skin color. That's enough for them not to like him already.
I understand, but if they get
She's
to know
screwed.
Him, what's his name?
Can I use a fake name? Because sometimes he listens.
All right.
All right, I'm just going to use Daniel.
All right, so let them get to know Daniel as Daniel. And they will not stop. Eventually, they start caring about him as a person. They're not going to see skin color and that kind of thing as an issue. And, they will, I would hope.
You give it 10 or 15 years. I think they'll come around.
I have 15-year-old friends who are girls.
Uh-huh.
And my parents don't like me hanging around with people who are 15.
Right.
No way they're gonna like boy.
Yeah. You may be screwed. Yeah. Here's what you need to do, Courtney. Don't have sex with the guy for a while. And don't bring him home to your parents either.
But
They're going to be pissed that you're going out with a guy who's 15 and in a band, regardless of what color he is.
yeah,
You understand?
I'm terrified of my dad. I'm really scared of my dad.
Yeah. But, hey, Courtney, do you like your dad?
No, there's
No.
a lot of things that
Right.
happened when I was younger.
Right.
What?
Do you understand the screw you factor here, Drew?
Yeah.
That's what was going to be my next suggestion, which is, listen, Dad, when you screw around with your daughter, they'll figure out what it is that you hate the most.
And do it.
And that's what they're doing.
He didn't really like screw around or anything. He left me when I was 4, and my mom had a boyfriend. She was an alcoholic, and I was abused. And I saw vulgar things between the boyfriend and my mother.
Oh my gosh.
And see,
did the boyfriend ever do anything to you?
No.
But she saw them doing stuff together.
Oh, my mom's boyfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah, he hit me a
Yeah.
lot.
Great. All right, you should be pissed at your mom too, by the way.
I am, but also my dad.
Who does she want you not to date the most? Well, that'll be your next boyfriend. Does she hate like Filipino guys or something? I'm just trying to line up your next boyfriend.
She's okay with it, but it's,
What nationality would you say your mom hates the most?
probably African American.
Oh, really? Does she hate Jews too, though?
She'll
bit?
make comments like if
Yeah,
they don't
okay.
like to spend a lot of money.
Good. Well, that's true. But we'll see if we can get this guy to convert to Judaism, Drew. See if we can put the final nail in the coffin for the parents. All right, listen, Courtney.
Yeah.
Don't tell your parents.
Don't have sex. Don't get pregnant.
Don't get pregnant. And I know that defeats the purpose of you dating the black guy.
But don't turn this in on yourself. Be good to yourself, Courtney. It's great that you like this guy. That's fine. But
Yeah, but how does she even know if she likes the guy?
Well, they're in a band together. They hang out together.
All right. You know what I'm saying? I knew the second she said, my dad's a racist, I'm 13, I'm dating a black guy, I said, okay, she hates her dad. Listen, that's the God's honest. There's nothing wrong with interracial dating. As a matter of fact, it's good. And they have the good-looking kids. And, I like that taboo thing, by the way. But when a 13-year-old says that her dad's a racist, and now she's dating a black guy from the band, she's got a little agenda with Dad, whether she knows it or not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you.
All right. And as it turns out, she hates the guy. And screw him. I mean, what is going to make this guy lose more sleep than her dating an older black guy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Believe me, don't screw with your daughters. They will screw with you, especially to the men. I mean, what is a man's greatest fear for his daughter? To lose her virginity at 12, 13 years old, to date interracially when she's young, to have a... Yes, it is. Let's be honest.
That's some guys' fears.
That's most guys' fears. I don't care what color you are. You don't want your 13-year-old daughter going out with a different color other than what your color is. Yes, it is true. Drew?
Maybe it will, but it doesn't bother me. That thought does not bother me.
Not an iota. That doesn't make you a racist. I think people have a certain predilection to their own race. You know what I mean? Like here's what I'm saying. Okay, tell me if you guys agree with this. There's this race and that race, and they're fighting in the ring. You turn the TV channel, you're fighting in the ring, right? They both got the same record. They both look the same. You don't know either of the fighters. If one guy's a Filipino guy and the other guy's an Eskimo guy, the Eskimo guy's going to be rooting for the Eskimo guy. The Filipino guy's going to be rooting for the Filipino guy. All things being equal. Of course. That's the way it is. It's almost like a nationality.
I think you're off. I do.
Please.
You're right on a lot of stuff, Adam. I think you're off on this one.
Drew, are you telling me, and I'll just make it easy.
I would root for the best fighter, the one that I knew, the one that, you know what I mean?
I just said all things are being equal. You don't know the guy's record. You don't know the fighters. You have your race, and you have another race. And two guys are in the ring duking it out. I guarantee you that 95% of this country roots for their race.
No.
Of course they do.
People like people who win, they'd go for the African-American guy because they excel.
Listen. First off, wise ass, I didn't say African American. I said Eskimo and Filipino.
But the point is...
See where your racist mind is at. You know what I'm saying? People naturally do this. It's almost like people are very nationalistic. They do this.
They are, but that's something they learn. Nationalism. You're not born nationalistic.
Listen.
It happens very, very early. But
listen, I don't want to go on too much longer about this. I just want you to admit I'm right. Most people want their kids to date their nationality.
Yes, I think that's right.
I think it's a bit of a survival instinct. It's almost like most parents, or almost all parents, want their kids not to be gay or lesbian. They want the reproduction, and they want the kid to come out looking like them. It's an instinct. It doesn't make you a racist. It does if you try to kill the guy when he comes home. I'm just saying, all things being equal. All right, and you know you're that way, too. We'll be back. How don't you see your feet?
I kind of took my shoes off.
All right, Jeff. Listen, Jackhole, I don't got time for this guy. How'd you see your feet?
I took my shoes off.
Kind of took my shoes off. Oh, okay. That explains it.
Well, let me
see. So hold on. Let me
reenact.
Took the shoes off. See, the feet were on what, inside the shoes?
Imagine that.
I gotta talk to Patrick a little more. Hey, Patrick.
Yeah.
Where were you when you took the shoes off?
At my house.
You getting intimate with this woman?
As of yet, no.
You spend time on the computer, Patrick?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't spend so much time. Go out in the yard and chuck a dirt clod, or hit a car with a lemon or something, would you?
Did that already.
Yeah. Do a little more of that. Stay off the computer. It's rotting your mind.
Let me address the feet thing. Fetishes, particularly foot fetishes, are something really thought of as fairly unique to men. Not to say that women couldn't have that, but it'd be awfully rare.
Yeah, women like hands.
Well, and women have a thing about feet and shoes. You notice that? They really do, but it's not a fetish.
They do. Yeah. No, well, it's worse than a fetish.
Compulsion.
They spend more money on it than a guy with a fetish.
That's right.
The guy with a fetish, subscribes to podiatrist monthly. He gets a little thing in the mail, costs him $3 a month. He whacks off to it. He's done.
And fetish is a complex subject. People don't really know precisely what it's all about, though there are many theories out there. And some of the stuff that I've read suggests that female fetishes are more about women sort of exaggerating femininity. Like Angeline would be a female crossdresser.
Right.
And that maybe things like becoming an exotic dancer, or those sorts of things, are sort of fetishistic expressions for women.
Women pick shoes out that they can wear with one outfit.
Yeah.
Think about that as a guy.
Oh, hey, not only that, but every season have to trade up.
We got to trade up. Oh, yeah. Think about that as a guy for just one moment. Think about the prospect of going out and buying a shoe or a pair of shoes for one outfit that you own. If, in fact, you even own an outfit.
I was just going to say, I don't think I have an outfit.
Yeah, but okay, let's say the male equivalent to the outfit would be a suit.
Yeah.
And you would buy a pair of suit shoes, perhaps. But you just buy a pair of black leather shoes, and you figured you'd wear them with every suit you ever get. But you're buying a pair of shoes. That would look so cute with that outfit. Can you imagine that? For me, I buy a shoe, I want to be able to wear it everywhere all the time.
You sleep in your shoes, don't you? Those look more like socks than shoes.
I wear my slippers in here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Adam really does look like a straight person when he comes in here, doesn't he? If you were pushing a cart, no.
Yeah. All right. Lisa?
Yes?
You're 29.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I recently started seeing someone, after a couple years break from a really bad relationship. And it's like in the old relationship, it's like anything that he wanted, it was like, I just went with. And I'm finding, I think I'm, doing the same thing with this person, and I don't want to do that. It's like I'm giving up my identity.
Then don't do it.
But it's like I don't know how to stop. I understand from before, I've been, since the breakup from the first relationship, I was diagnosed bipolar. And
Are you on meds now?
Yeah.
You're taking them?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I know a lot of that was because of, I was sick during that time. But, it's like now, it's like I feel like I'm a person, I have some control.
Yeah, but how you conduct yourself interpersonally isn't necessarily just influenced by mood disturbance, right? So stabilizing the mood may take the heat off some of this stuff, but the actual interpersonal dynamics are probably something different.
Well, let me tell you the part about women catering to your every whim. It ends up coming back and biting you in the ass because they end up resenting themselves for doing it, and then they decide to resent you for somehow manipulating them into doing it.
For allowing them to do it.
Or for allowing them to do it, and then they freak out on you in bizarre moments. Am I right, Lisa?
Yeah.
But then, of course, she's chosen a guy that gets off on this.
Well, see, the first guy I was with, he was the first person that I had ever really had an emotional relationship with, a physical one, anything. But he, during the course of the relationship, he raped me. And then I was dealing with...
But the point is, this is what you're doing, is you're looking for abusers. You're looking for people who prey upon people that objectify their partners. And you've got another one, probably. That's probably why you're able to do this, or why it feels comfortable doing this, or why you have no alternative but to do this, because that's how your boyfriend is relating to you now.
I think the greatest gift a parent can give their child is the ability to sense danger in other people. To know the shysters, the scam artists, the rapists, the abusers. To be able to pick up on that and to steer clear of it. People that are that way give off very strong messages, very strong indicators if you have your decoder. And you can...
they're very carefully coded usually, too.
Right. But I know people who are a-holes a mile away. I walk to the other side of the street when I see them coming, and I don't hook up with them. And if they're even on the fence, they're out. I've never had a person disappoint me, not in 10 years. I've never had anyone become someone they weren't or be different than I thought they were. I've had people that were like, they turned out a little bit differently or whatever, but never anything great or disappointing or dangerous or anything like that. You people that get married to somebody and 5 years into it, all of a sudden he tries to take an axe to you, you screwed that one up. Let me tell you. Oh, he was delightful. You never would have known it. He was cordial. I couldn't see it coming. You know what? You dropped the ball on that one.
By the way, this kid that shot people up in was Arkansas. Did you read the story on him?
You mean in Oregon?
Oregon, killed his parents, killed everybody.
Right.
The story doesn't fit. Something's wrong. Something's missing in that story. Have you read it?
I didn't read it, as you know. You don't like to read. But
parents are delightful people.
School teachers.
Their sister is a champion cheerleader, very well adjusted. They've been worried about this kid, working on him, trying to get help for him. Something is missing. I mean, this kid's got a tumor or an endocrine problem or something, some like medical condition, or somebody got to him and they had no idea what was going on. It was going on for a long time.
All right. Oh, you mean some sort of sexual abuse?
Something.
All right. But listen, there's a certain amount of society that is just flawed biologically.
Didn't you say last week, monsters are not born, they're made?
I thought you said that.
Somebody said that. I think that's true, unless there's some...
It sounds a little creative
there
for me.
There are tumors in parts of the brain that can cause very strange behaviors, and this kid needs a medical evaluation for sure, but something is just missing.
Why don't we just give him an autopsy?
Find out. Chris.
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
Well, I tonight just tried to make first contact with my father, whom I've never met. And I found out through looking on the internet, I've got a hold of an uncle. And this uncle didn't know I exist. My father knows I exist, and his current wife know I exist. But the wife denies me, and my father, he's kind of been pretty much avoiding the situation. He's kind of backed out of the whole thing.
What, you were adopted by somebody else?
No. My mother raised me solo. So I mean, well-adjusted graduate student, working, going, just keep going.
Why do you want to have contact?
You're going to snap any day now, Chris.
Why do you want to have contact with this jerk?
Well, I've never met him, so I'm kind of interested in my whole family heritage, And second of all, I mean, wouldn't it be nice to get to know half of your whole genes, I mean...
No.
Not if he's an a-hole.
Listen, I know my parents. It's no big deal.
Really? I mean, the whole...
It's a little disappointing sometimes.
I have a branch as a family tree,
Yeah, you need the information about the medical history of these people, but I'm not sure you need a relationship with them necessarily.
Well, you look at it this way, Chris, as pathetic as this might sound. Let's just say your mom was working as a prostitute in...
come on!
Oh, but please, just hear me out. In 1971, and some John came up. They got it on in the van and knocked her up, and they went his own way.
All right.
Would you need to find that guy?
No.
You wouldn't.
Well,
but ostensibly, this is the same thing. Your mom was not working as a prostitute.
Absolutely not.
Full-time, I'm guessing. But the point is she was going to school part-time. The thing is this guy had sex with her, got her pregnant, and then moved on.
Well, they had a meaningful relationship for about 4 years.
They did.
Yeah, and this was around the time of post-Vietnam War, and apparently my father, this is stories from my mom, obviously, and my mom, I think, has been pretty honest with me. We've been pretty close. She said that he ditched out, not on her per se, because he actually asked her to marry him, but she didn't want to say yes because it was I'm obligated to marry you because you now have my kid, you know what I mean?
But either way, the guy never saw you again, right? And never saw her again?
Right.
And he knew you were around?
Right.
Okay.
But, he did go on with his life, and I respect that. He went on. He's now married. He has 3 kids. They're, all 3 girls. They're probably in their early 20s now.
What do they look like?
I've wondered myself. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
But I would be interested in making contact just to say hi once,
All right, well,
but I don't want to break into the family unit either. I don't know what they've got going and whether this would cause huge calamities.
I'm sure the new wife is going to be pissed off because this is the way that works.